Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the NATA PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At NATA PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to this 86th episode of the NATA PR School podcast. Today, we talk about Atypic equipment and Antoine Bolduc, a NATA PR School student. So you can imagine how excited I am to receive Antoine. And as always, I take a few minutes to present him, and I'm going to ask after that many questions, and we'll talk about, his new company, Atypic Equipment, and what he has learned at the NATA PR School. But before we do that, let me just introduce Antoine. Antoine is an entrepreneur who participated in one of our training programs with really great success. And he is a trained accountant, really a professional accountant, so he must be really good with numbers, and an outdoor lover. And this is what really led him to create his vegan clothing and accessories company. It's an outdoor company, so they create outdoor gear and accessories, and they are vegan. Why? Because, of course, when you love nature and you realize that what you're wearing is destroying nature, Antoine had this moment where he said, well, I have to do something about it. So this is when he created in 2019 Atypic Equipment. And in September 2021, I'm thinking because I'm really bad with dates, they started a crowdfunding campaign that was crazy successful. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. So thank you for agreeing to join me, Antoine. I'm super happy that we can talk today, and I can ask you all kinds of questions. So I always ask these first questions to all my guests. Who is Antoine Bolduc?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Well, I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm 26 years old. As from the start, I never thought I was going to be an entrepreneur. As you said, I am an accountant. I did my, was first introduced through word accountant because I really like how companies have an impact on society and on people. So I wanted to have an impact on society and people. So I thought, could I do that? And the person in the company, which is the accountant, have an important role to do in the company.
God, so, yeah. To me, accountants are super important. I used to say the receptionist and accountants to me were the two most very important people. But you're right, you cannot act on the company. You cannot change anything. You're not making decisions on what's going to be produced or not, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the accountant have a huge impact on a company, so the company can have a huge impact on society. So that's what I wanted to do. But once I enter as an accountant, I never found the spark in the role I wanted to have. So I started to move to the entrepreneurial world. And that's where I found, I would say, a family. So I was at a good place. I really felt good in this environment.
I agree with you because I think it's a good time and a good era to start a company because it's something really promoted and there's tons of resources. And this is how you found us, remember? You participated. I do give a lot of free webinars, and I was giving some because I know fashion quite well. So they invited me to talk about how can you include PR in a marketing plan. And you took that free webinar, and this is why there's so many resources for a solopreneur or young entrepreneur. And you contacted me, and you were amazed and surprised by, oh my God, that's crazy what we can do with PR.
Yeah, you really did a good job in this webinar.
So thank you. And so what are the big lessons you've learned? Because you did the whole training with me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the main lesson I learned is that you can and you have to create opportunity if you want to be named in journal or magazine. there's a lot of opportunity, like where do you operate your company, where you're from, what's the date. So I found there's a lot of opportunity to create a moment when you are in the journal or
to capture the attention of journalists. But you're right, many people don't know that. And most of the time people think, I'm going to spend a lot of time creating my beautiful products, my beautiful outwear, clothing and accessories, and people are going to call me. But this is not how it works. No? And this is what you understood, that we can decide how we introduce ourselves, how we tell your story, and how we present your products, and find an angle, find a trend. And we talked about it in the French podcast. We talk about the local trend, because that's a huge advantage for a company like Atypic Equipment. You're a local company. So this is, and know that, listeners, you can always contact your local media, especially if you're a young entrepreneur, you're launching a new product. They are interested by what's happening in their own market. And you came to me, you had already been contacted by a TV show.
Yeah.
That found you. So that was amazing. So I gave you some tips, and you did a very good interview, because one thing you need to learn if you do a TV or radio interview, you never have control over the questions that are going to be asked to you, but you have control over your question or your answers. You can always control your answers. And you did a very good job. That was your first ever TV interview.
Version, yeah.
And something crazy happened. You want to tell us about that?
Oh, about emails?
Yes.
Yeah. Just before the interview, you told us to add a pop-up box on our website to be able to receive email from future clients. So
yeah, capture. I was talking about capture the emails of people who just go visit the website.
So we had a pop-up box, and after the interviews, we had something like 400 emails. So that's really crazy insane. For one version, yeah.
Especially your market, it's not such a huge market. You're in a market where there are, 300,000 people about, If we think about the Quebec area, I don't know, it's not such a really huge region.
Small niche,
Yeah, so imagine that. And then you were also extremely successful without having a crazy database. People think they need thousands and thousands of names to, let's say, start a crowdfunding. And you decided to launch one with a very humble objective. You had about 3,000-4,000 names on your list, and you were thinking you were going to raise 3,005 maybe. And you with the PR we did, we didn't do much. Sometimes you need one TV, one newspaper, and we did 2 major newspapers.
Yeah, exactly.
And you captured, I don't know, 800 emails, probably around that. But what's interesting is what happened when you launched your campaign to raise money to start your company, because you thought you were going to raise a nice $30,000, but what happened?
Yeah, we almost hit $200,000 at the end.
That's
of the
amazing.
Campaign. Yeah, really.
Listen to this, my friend. So you don't need to have hundreds of thousands of people on your list. You need to have the right people on your list.
Yeah, exactly. But you have also to have good medias, like photos, videos.
You did a lot of work.
Yeah, of course.
Why?
Yeah.
If you decide to promote yourself, but you did an amazing job. You're really good at that, actually. And do you have any tips and advice for our listeners? Because everybody's obsessed with the web and what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And I find that you are really good.
Well, as a startup, finance are really a hard point to manage. But with Atypic, we never cut on photos or on our videos, because that's how we can show emotions or what we're doing or what we want to do. And that's how we create a community with those photos and videos.
Yeah, and you can really put the spotlight on the products too. It gives, you're right, your pictures, you also do video. You just created a video ad that's so good, that's funny, and it's always difficult to do humor in an ad, and it's really well done. And it's interesting you're saying, because of that, people think we're really big, but we're really just at the beginning, and we're not a big company. That's really funny. And so what are your best practices on the web, you would say? What do you do that's really, bringing results and that you do well?
We always have an objective, when it's time to post something on social media. So if you want to post a video or picture, we have something in mind on the back. So we don't post too much on social media. We post something when we want to transfer information or something about products. So always have something
a real
in mind
intention. I like what you're saying. So you have a real intention. You know why you decide
always,
to post something. You're not posting for post, just posting.
No, always post great value, great added value stuff on social media. If not, you're gonna change the mind of people about what they're seeing about your company.
Yeah, that's interesting. So listen, people, so you can do the same thing. I have this amazing new program. There's the link below this podcast, and we are launching it in a few weeks on May 4th. And you too can learn how to get featured on TV, newspaper, online. There's so much you guys can do and learn. And what are Atypic's equipment plans in the short term? Anything specific that you have in mind?
After the Kickstarter campaign, we know we need to consolidate our workshop. We need to be able to do more products on a shorter period of time. That's our main goal for the next couple of months, and we want to have more visibility over the next couple of months. Also, with partnership. More picture, more videos on our website and our social medias. We need to have more visibility to be able to sell all of the product that we have at the moment.
So we're going to be sending more press releases, I promise.
Oh yeah, I think so.
And just to wrap up, so what can we wish Atypic Equipment? What can we wish you?
Well, a great team with stability on the team. No more movement, no more in and out about the team. So I hope we're going to have the same team for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's so many ingredients. Huh? So it's one thing to be featured, get known, get the publicity, be present on social media. But you need, at the end of the day, you also need people behind.
It always starts with a great team.
To be able to support your vision and be able to deliver. And I know you're amazing with the crowdfunding. And this is why sometimes media are like a little afraid to talk about any crowdfunding, because they want to make sure that, there are some horror stories. And I know you promised everybody you would deliver. I did receive my amazing winter coat, by the way. It's amazing. I know not everybody did receive it, but I was among the first to contribute.
You were, yeah.
So all the information about Atypic equipment are below the podcast. And so I hope you have enjoyed it. And Antoine, thank you so much for taking the time to answer my questions, because to me, you're the perfect student. So I hope many of you out there listening are going to register. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me as well. So voila, I hope you've taken this little break to listen to our podcast, to find some inspiration, some ideas about your PR and marketing and what you can do. We created that to help entrepreneurs and companies just like you. And I hope you'll be joining me next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the NATA PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.